the logo, the aesthetic of the brand till you die. So you got to make sure you come up with a hard ass name, twins. So where like you could come up, some of the mistakes I made and lessons that I learned from my rebrand that you could use if. What's good, YouTube, man? We back with another video today. I got you with a nice swell video today. I got y'all with some of the mistakes I made and lessons that I learned from my rebrand that you could use if you're actually gonna rebrand, or if you're just starting a clothing brand, if you actually need some knowledge on what to do with like if you're gonna rebrand, or if you're just gonna keep going with the same brand. So this is gonna help you even if you're not rebranding, if you're gonna rebrand. So both ways is gonna help you. But before we get into the video, I got a quick question to ask you. Did you subscribe, gang? Make sure you subscribe, hit all that, hit the like button, notice, comment, do all that good stuff for me. We'll get straight into the video. So let's get straight into the video, man. So with my rebrand, right, I realized it was a huge mistake I made going into this rebrand, right? I can explain the whole process and journey. So before my brand was really, wow. So before my brand was Enter Star, and I rebranded to E-Star. And a lot of things that I learned with this rebrand and why the rebrand didn't really take off as I expected it to be, because this one stupid ass thing that I thought was just sweet or whatever. So for example, before I get into that, so look, quick thing with like if you're gonna rebrand, right? When you rebrand, right, it's basically like you're creating a whole new identity, right? And with creating a new identity, you literally have to change everything. That's how I kind of view it. You don't have to really change most of the clothes, but changing the message, the logo, the aesthetic of the brand, all that good stuff, right? You can even change the clothes if you're gonna rebrand, right? I think with rebranding, it's not like with rebranding, you can't half-ass the process. So you literally have to go all in on it. Like if you're gonna rebrand, also, if you're rebranding for your brand, you can only rebrand one time. You can't rebrand 3 fucking times. If you're gonna rebrand three times, you might as well start over your brand, because it might actually be some of y'all niggas out there rebranding 15 times with a one clothing brand. Like nobody got time for that. So you can only rebrand one time. One time, that's it, only one time. I would suggest you not rebranding at all if you can. I would suggest you not rebranding at all. So I would say if you're gonna create a brand, stick with that from day one. So like your name and your logo and stuff like that is I mean, you can change your logo over time, right? But your name is the most important part. Like that's literally what you living with till you die. So you got to make sure you come up with a hard ass name, twins. So don't mistake that. I suggest you not to rebrand at all, but if you do have to rebrand, don't rebrand multiple times. But now let me get into the mistakes. So the biggest mistake I went into like rebranding is momentum. So I realized the way we rebranded, right, was was stupid as hell. Like it was stupid as hell. It was stupid as shit. So look, our last drop with Enter Star was the Valentine collection, right? So we had released the first day, right? And the first day it wasn't bad, but it just was like it was just the same shit repetitively. Like we made like 1K in the first day, right? And the most of the time how our brand was ran was we would get like a hella sales over time, right? Because of ads and all that other stuff, whatever, etc., right? And we didn't really have no organic traction with our brand, right? And our momentum was really really shitty, like when we were rebranding, right? So that was number one mistake. Like we didn't really have no momentum to gain, right? So what we decided to do was to like, we don't want to do Enter Star no more. Let's just scrap the whole idea and let's just do this rebrand shit. Let's just rebrand fully. So what we decided to do was just move on to the next brand. And the problem with that was nothing was ready. So we didn't have a design ready. We didn't have no design ready. We didn't have no plan for the actual rebrand. There was no sample like ready to actually go to promote, and there was no bulk, there was nothing. Like it was straight nothing. The shit was hella bullshit. So we decided to just be like, fuck it, we just gonna rebrand. So we end up losing all of our momentum, right? And then the design process, that shit took 3 weeks, right? Then to actually find a manufacturer, another 2 weeks. Then to actually finalize the sample, another 2 weeks on top of that. Then to pay for the sample, another fucking 8 weeks, 7 weeks. Then to actually finalize the sample, another week. To actually for it to get to us, another week. And then to actually promote and to drop, all takes fucking this whole design. So look, our brand was completely dead for like, how would I say? So what was it? It was, I think it was February. It was February all the way to May. No, I dropped July. It was February all the way. I mean, it was February all the way to May. So that whole time, no post on my brand. Everything was dead. Basically, my brand was literally getting forgotten about. So all that shit trying to rebrand, there was no moves being made. So like, if you're gonna rebrand, you need to come up with a plan, a literally plan to where like you could kind of like drop your final products for your other brand, and then after that you rebrand really quick, and then boom, now you got a whole nother product to actually promote and to actually use. So you're not losing no traction, no momentum. So I'm gonna give y'all a good example of this. So Capri, right? He already had traction, already had buzz, but we're just gonna use this as an example. And he already had, and he was a pretty big influencer. So, and he's a pretty big influencer, but I'm just using this as an example. So when he had rebranded, right? I think his name before was, shit, I forgot this nigga name before. I think his name was like Capri something. I don't know. It was like Capri something. Like, y'all probably know, right? His name is Capri something, right? So he did all of his final drops for his clothing brand, right? Did all of his final drops, and he was like, then he announced that he's actually gonna do a pre-made. I mean, he's actually gonna rebrand. What the fuck am I talking about? He's gonna rebrand. So as soon as he announced that he was gonna rebrand, the nigga already had all the products ready to go, ready to fucking promote, ready to ship out. So he'd been planning his rebrand probably like 2 months ahead. That's what I mean. Like, actually, if you're gonna rebrand, or even like just for like drops and stuff, bro, you need to be ready 2 months prior, gang. Not even, I would say 3 months prior. So this is how I would go about it, right? This is literally how I would go about it. I'm about to give y'all my step-by-step plan on how I actually do what I did differently with my my rebrand, right? So the mistake. So look, boom. So instead of me actually like instead of me just like stopping my brand completely, I would have did this instead. I would have did that Valentine's drop, right? And then, right after that Valentine's drop, I would have restocked. I would have prepared and restocked my old sweatsuits that were really doing good for me. I would have did that and just sold those and just kept promoting those, right? And then when I would have dropped for my February drop, I would have already started planning for my new rebrand, right? Would have already started planning, having that all in motion, right? And then I order samples, and then I'll probably drop my old sweatsuits. I order samples, getting that whole figured out, and I'm still promoting for my brand. Like, I'm still known as Enter and Star. I haven't rebranded yet at all and did none of that stuff. And then I would have kept going, and then I probably would have maybe dropped some shorts for Enter and Star. I don't fucking know, or just kept promoting the same sweatsuits, right? Kept doing that and that and that until my sample was ready. So basically, my sample is in the works right now. But I'm still dropping for my color brand. So until my sample is ready, I'm gonna keep going on my brand. And then when my sample is finally done, right? My sample is finally done, and by that time, I'm ready to actually be like, yo, I'm doing a rebrand, right? And then I would have been like, final sales for Enter and Star is going by whatever, sale, clear out sale, right? And then after that, I would rebrand, right? And then I would actually execute on my plan. And so in my plan, that whole process of my sample getting done, I would have created a step-by-step plan of marketing on how I'm actually gonna do this rebrand, and actually how I'm gonna market, and how I'm actually gonna elevate my brand. That's the exact step-by-step plan I would have done, instead of doing that dumbass shit I did before. That's exactly what I would have done if I was gonna rebrand. So yeah, I basically would have kept dropping from my old clothing brand, right? Until I have all these key things ready, right? Until I have the sample, the design, the aesthetic, the manufacturer, the plan, the structure on how I want to move forward with the brand. And also, I would also add certain things like having a bulk for influencers, also actually doing pre-made for my new rebrand. Because if you're gonna rebrand, I feel like you should come in the game having products ready for customers to buy. But yeah, that's literally what I would have done. That would have been my step-by-step plan, having all that things ready and get that shit going. We getting on to the end of the video, so I'm finna catch all y'all young boys later, you feel me? Deuces, you feel me? Make sure you go first link in the bio. Come on, the first link in the bio, all that good stuff. Clothing brand sauce, first link in the bio. Make sure you go follow my Instagram, do all that good stuff for me. Subscribe, we about to hit that 4 kizzy. So I'm finna catch all y'all young boys later, you feel me? Deuces, you feel me?